Welcome back to our channel G. Brooks. G. Brooks is an artist who revolutionized country music with his incredible records and an emotional journey that was filled with tragedy and personal challenges. He started out as a country music star from a humble childhood in Yukon, Oklahoma, but he broke free from that label and became a global icon. G. Brooks was fearless, taking risks and always ready to break stereotypes. He has over 100 million albums sold and 9 prestigious CMA awards. But do these accolades truly capture his story? Behind the spotlight, this artist lies a complex soul where love, family, and music intertwine with hidden sorrows. Quite simply, a rural nation infused with rock and roll intensity, pop emotion, and the audacity of an artist who is always pushing the envelope with risky projects like his alter ego. He gave the tunes a modern twist. Taking time off to be a dad frequently put Chris's career on the brink. Join us as we unearth the highs and lows, secrets, and bold decisions that shaped a legend's youth and early career in the journey of G. Brooks, a story that goes beyond that of a great country singer. It is the story of a man who confronted every sorrow and strain and emerged resilient to become an icon. Troy G. Brooks, better known as G. Brooks, came into this world in the peaceful Oklahoma town of Yukon on February 7, 1962. Coming from a musical family, the youngest of 6 siblings, G inherited his love of music from his mother, Colleen Carroll Brooks, a country singer who had signed with Capitol Records in the 1950s. His father, Troy Raymond, had served in the Air Force and now worked in the oil industry. Hosted by the Brooks family frequently included the classic country sound. Music was just a source of joy for G as he grew, but he would joyfully perform, enlivening the gatherings with his natural voice and innate charisma. Sports, in particular, became older G's primary focus. Despite his busy schedule with sports, javelin was able to receive a scholarship at Oklahoma State University thanks to his throwing ability. G's devotion to music lamented silently on weekends in the local watering holes. He would serenade with his guitar and vocals. His distinctive musical style, which combines elements of classic country music with the dynamic modern energy of rock and roll, came to fruition in 1984 while he was fully immersed in the lively, passionate world of country music. G married his college sweetheart, and although he appeared to have his future path mapped out after graduating with a degree in advertising, he secretly yearned for something more. In 1987, Sandy Mall uprooted his life and headed to Nashville to follow his dream of being a professional singer. Central location within the nation, a music business driven by ambition and resoluteness. Having said that, after only one day in Nashville, things were everything but easy. Disappointed, G departed from the metropolis. Back in Oklahoma, he was initially discouraged by his lack of preparedness to master its captivating universe, but he persevered. G persisted in playing at dive bars in the area. Until 1988, he was steadily honing his singing voice and stage appearance. At the Nashville Songwriters Association convention, a performance brought about a transformative event. A number of prominent music producers took notice of G. In April of 1989, the ambitious young performer was signed by Capitol Records, the same label that had previously signed his mother. Hits like, "Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old," and "If Tomorrow Never Comes," from G. Brooks's self-titled debut album propelled the artist to stardom. Despite his initial album's limited success, the songs on it were filled with genuine experiences and profound feelings that G had experienced in his own life. That was the start of a remarkable adventure that would involve a blend of ability, persistence, and risk-taking. In those early days of adversity and modest origins, G. Brooks began his rise from the ranks of Oklahoma's tiny townsman to superstardom in the music industry. Refined his abilities, in addition to sparking an intense desire that would later bear fruit in the shape of an outstanding career and unparalleled performance expertise. Garth Brooks is more than simply a country music performer. He is the author of a groundbreaking new chapter in the genre's annals. Before he became a living legend, Brooks was just a potential voice. But when he finally broke through, it was like a tidal wave. The journey started in 1989, when his self-titled first album was released. Although it didn't have much success at first, it set the stage for an unexpected explosion of popularity in 1990. When Brooks' No Fences was finally released, it cemented his position in music history. This CD went beyond just a mere compilation of musical tracks. It was an artist's proclamation that they were ready to challenge conventional notions of nationalism. With over 700,000 copies sold in just the first 10 days of No Fences, it was clear that Brooks was more than just an artist. He was a phenomenon. His music, including hits like Friends in Low Places and The Thunder Rolls, not only dominated the charts, but also brought country music to a global audience. Melodies, the album's first single, won over listeners who normally lean toward pop and rock as well as country music lovers. There's no denying that Brooks's limitless appeal was proven with the 1991 release of Roping the Wind. This album made history by debuting at number 1 on the Billboard charts, a first for country music. 200, a monumental accomplishment that proved country music could compete on a global scale. The river's characteristic rural sound blends with other genres, such as Shameless and Heights, captures the essence of contemporary music, attracting a legion of new listeners to Brooks's style. In addition to the sales of his albums, Brooks's live performances solidified his place in music history. Not like other country musicians of the era with his exciting performances, Brooks brought the rock and roll passion and energy to his gigs. Incorporating rustic charisma and dynamic rock performances that set him apart from the competition. Each of Brooks's concerts was an amazing event because he connected with his audience on a profound level beyond simply singing. This is Brooks. The way he changed people's perceptions of country music is more important than having big numbers or popular songs. Music that is cherished in certain areas from a more traditional style. In doing so, Brooks broke down barriers and challenged stereotypes, catapulting it to global prominence. His career's defining moments not only heralded an artist's triumph, but also represented a watershed moment for an entire musical genre. Entering a new age where country music might do anything, conflicts and all. In addition to his many accomplishments, Brooks is famous for his daring and contentious decisions. His musical and personal image experiments have garnered both praise and criticism, but they also highlight his ongoing pursuit of exploring new territory by innovation and taking calculated risks. Is one of Brooks's secret identity, most daring ventures, was born. Christopher Makes More Money in 1999, contrasting sharply with the country music style that has established Chris Gaines. The fictional figure was renowned for his fame. The tragic history of a gloomy pop rock singer. The project was meant to serve as a teaser for a film named The Lamb, in which Brooks would play the lead role. This was a departure from his usual rustic country sound, but he managed to pull it off when he published the album Chris Gaines' Life, which featured songs influenced by pop rock and R&B. Even though he achieved some success after Sudden Change, many of Brooks's followers felt betrayed because he abandoned the music that had made him famous. Achieving commercial success includes penetrating the Hot 100 with the smash hit Lost in You, and debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200. Most people thought it was a bad idea, and the movie, despite the setback, The Lamb, was eventually shelved, marking a difficult moment in Brooks's career. There has never been a moment when Brooks has wished he saw it as a chance to let his musical and personal side shine through. This project exemplifies Brooks' unwavering commitment to innovation. Alongside the Chris Gaines experiment, an artist who isn't afraid to try new things in order to broaden his creative possibilities. There have been further scandals in Brooks's career. He encountered backlash for changing his approach and disagreement. The fact that Brooks has been chosen Entertainer of the Year by the Country Music Association on more than one occasion further cements his indestructible legacy as one of the rare country performers to do so. Beyond his musical achievements, Brooks has been a revolutionary character, converging on the traditional roots of country music with its modern global appeal regardless of the outcome. His endeavors showcase an artist that is fearless in his pursuit of innovation. For Brooks, playing music is more than just a job. It's an adventure of finding one's voice and forging unexpected bonds with listeners. The story of Brooks's path is one of unbridled invention and courageous innovation, not merely of record-breaking figures or coveted awards. He has cemented his place in country music history through his daring, often controversial ventures. Historiography elevated him to the position of symbol of enduring excellence, a fearless creator who refuses to back down from adversity. Private life behind the shimmering, featuring one of the all-time greats of the music industry despite a stellar resume filled with honors and accomplishments. Brooks has never forgotten the importance of his family. A tale of love, duty, and deep sacrifice unfolds across Brooks's private life. George Brooks was the love of his undergraduate life. In 1986, Sandy Mall, they were married for the whole time that Brooks was at the height of his fame. When he was just starting out, Sandy was there for him as he played at dive bars and worked relentlessly to become a Nashville star. Together, they had 3 daughters. Even though Brooks tried to strike a balance, Al, Taylor, and August balancing his busy family life with his hard job in 2000, their relationship was tested by the demands of his hectic schedule and the difficulties of being an artist. After 14 years of marriage, Brooks and Sandy chose to end it with a divorce, which sets what truly sets Brooks apart is his unfaltering commitment to being a father. Following his divorce, he declared his retirement from music so he could focus on raising his 3 daughters. During their formative years, Brooks practically vanished from the public eye, choosing a life of peace and stability where he could take them to school, attend family events, and provide a stable and loving world for them. His priorities were made clear by this choice. Despite leaving his job in 2005 at its peak, he prioritized his family. The marriage of Brooks to longtime friend and fellow country music artist Trisha Yearwood marked a turning point in his private life. Not only did Trisha become his life companion, in addition to being an integral part of the band's musical lineup, their marriage is widely considered to be among the most remarkable and long-lasting partnerships in show business. Trisha and Brooks formed a strong bond based on mutual support and empathy, because Trisha had first-hand experience with the challenges that musicians face. They frequently shared the stage, belting out passionate his devotion to his family and the duets that helped establish them as a formidable country music duo. Philanthropy and community service are important to Brooks. He frequently gives to charities that help low-income families and children, and he uses his platform to advocate for social justice. Even though Brooks's personal life has had its share of challenges, it has also molded him into the caring father, loving husband, and balanced artist that he is today. He and Trisha have performed at a number of charity events, proving that real success is not just about winning awards, but also about helping others. Notoriety accompanied by duty, his selflessness showcases the authenticity of his songs and unveils a resilient soul that values family and fundamental principles more than anything else in the glittering entertainment industry. Brooks is a strong example of how important it is to put family and responsibility first. His life is a powerful testament to the importance of love, sacrifice, and duty. His remarkable character and commitment to these principles has shaped him into an exceptional artist and an extraordinary human being, according to his loved ones and fans. Following a hiatus from music to focus on his family, he made a triumphant return with Legacy. When Brooks announced his return to the music industry in 2005, it caught everyone off guard. This comeback served as a reminder of his evergreen star power and marked the start of a motivating new phase in his musical journey, one marked by personal development, fresh ideas, and unwavering resolve. As a first step in his comeback, Brooks released a limited series that had both new music and a reissue of his greatest hits. The enormous success of the collection proved once again that fans' memories of G. Brooks would never fade. What really resonated with fans was when he announced a string of intimate Las Vegas shows in 2009. These shows were a departure from his previous endeavors. They took the form of intimate storytelling concerts in which Brooks used music to recount his life story, beginning with his modest origins in Oklahoma and ending with his legendary status. Each song served as a building block in this narrative, and each performance seemed like an open dialogue between Brooks and his audience. In 2014, with the release of his studio album, Man Against Machine, he made his official return to the big stage. With this album, he made a strong return, demonstrating that he was still one of the best artists even if the music industry was evolving. Grand tours, like the G. Brooks World Tour, which he continued to captivate audiences with, his concerts, which spanned 3 years and drew millions of admirers around the world, were an expression of gratitude to those who had been there for him through thick and thin. In addition to his musical endeavors, Brooks spent time writing memoirs and releasing an anthology that included stories from his career as well as behind-the-scenes information. This project served to both educate fans about his journey and solidify his position as a cultural icon, someone who made an indelible impression. Mark, both on stage and in the audience's hearts. Numbers exceeding 100 million are not the only metric by which G. Brooks's legacy is evaluated. Albums, a slew of prestigious awards, and sold-out concerts are all evidence of how he elevated country music beyond its traditional American roots and onto a global platform, while preserving the genre's embracing traditional values via innovation has propelled country music into the mainstream of popular culture. By showing that fame is not everything and by continuing to experiment with big ideas despite controversy, Brooks teaches a vital lesson about endurance and courage. He also demonstrates this by walking away when he needs to meet his family responsibilities. By challenging preconceived notions, he demonstrated that art is really about progress. The return of G. Brooks not only signaled the renaissance of a musical icon, but also proved that his influence will live on in the hearts of music fans worldwide. His life story is more than that of a musician. It is a tale of passion, perseverance, and the unwavering determination to break through barriers. The present moment, and its impact at 62 years old, G. Brooks has already achieved the pinnacle of his profession, but he never stops surprising and delighting his fans. Even as he broadens his impact through one-of-a-kind endeavors and significant initiatives for the community in 2020 for the G. Brooks +1 residency at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas, which had already achieved tremendous success, allowed Brooks to further prove his evergreen appeal. From April to July, the previous year's performances were enlarged to include 18 new events. These shows were more than just concerts. They offered a unique experience with flexible participation from band members and unexpected guests on each night. To commemorate the Las Vegas residency, Brooks took the audience on an emotional musical journey through song, while also sharing memories. G. Brooks Live was released by Brooks. It comes with a personalized. This collection is a present to his fans, and a way for Brooks to preserve and share his musical legacy. It consists of a 92-page book with unforgettable images from live performances, and 5 CDs with more than 50 live recordings, some of which are previously unavailable. Explore the here and now, as well as the future. Music transcends generations. In addition to his wife's philanthropic activities, Brooks is still very much involved in it. You are, Trisha Yearwood. Their generous support of local causes, such as Habitat for Humanity, where they help build houses for low-income families, exemplifies their empathy and further establishes Brooks as an iconic character whose influence goes beyond his music. Beyond the recordings he has released and the milestones he has reached, Brooks has inspired and connected with people in a way that has redefined the country music scene. Promoting family values and community responsibility through music while elevating it to a world-renowned genre to many, Brooks represents the ideal of balancing fame with one's fundamental values. He is a living example of the type of artist that takes pride in his style and isn't afraid to show it off, whether on stage or in his daily life. Brooks is the embodiment of perseverance, generosity, and boundless imagination. His current achievements not only cement his place in history, but also usher in fresh chapters in the illuminating life story of a country music icon. Much more than a country music singer, Brooks's life and career are a living testimony to the power of passion, dedication, and an unwavering desire to innovate via the creation of strong, authentic, and emotionally charged melodies. Whether it's the pressures of fame, professional failures, or personal obstacles, Brooks has depicted it all in his painting of life, love, and grief. No matter the setback, he always manages to climb back up, taking with him more than just a musician. Brooks is a visionary who pushed the envelope of country music and has inspired millions of admirers across the world. Bringing it to the forefront of international music while preserving its traditional values, his music is more than simply a hobby for him. As the lights go down on the legacy, it's not only a compilation of classic songs, it's also a tale of timeless ideals and stories. His legacy will live on through the music he creates and the unfaltering commitment he showed throughout his life. Come along as we delve deeper into the lives of musical greats like Brooks, where each song has a message and every story has deep significance. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment expressing your love for Brooks. If you have ever been moved by his music, how about we maintain the fire of enthusiasm and spread the country music's enduring principles throughout the globe?